Live at MABA Stadium, Friday night basketball on Fox Sports has the Westport Malaysia Dragons hosting the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kuala Lumpur. Alongside Paul Pilelli, I'm Sean Park, where the Westport Malaysia Dragons come into this game with a record of 6-6, looking to go above 500 today. They meet a Singapore Slingers team who are really struggling. They have dropped 4 straight games and have 4 wins against 7 losses. And on top of that, Paul Pilelli, the Singapore Slingers, like the Malaysia Dragons, having to work new guys into the lineup. Don Singleton, and now tonight, Philip Morrison taking over from Don Dulé.
That's right, big shoes to fill for Philip Morrison. He's taking over at the number 1 spot, the point guard, the man that's going to be handling the ball the most for the Slingers. So that's, coming into his first game, and he's got it right away. He's got to gel with the rest of the team. Singleton is also, he's had some solid games, but he hasn't really replaced what is lost from Kyle Jeffers. So the Singapore Slingers really have to get it together before they drop 5 straight here.
And this is a big weekend for the Slingers. They get the San Miguel Beermen in less than 48 hours back at the indoor stadium, so playing 2 teams above them in the ABL standings.
That's right. So they've got a long road trip ahead here, and these games are not that far apart. They don't have a week's rest to recover and adjust. And with these new guys, what they've got to do is get into the flow of the game and adjust during the game, maybe at halftime, and then hopefully tomorrow before Sunday's game as well.
This is the second time in March these 2 teams are meeting, back on March 10th. Here's the way it was at MABA Stadium. The Westport Malaysia Dragons here facing the Singapore Slingers, but it was a very different lineup, with the Dragons having Sammy Monroe at the center spot, and he was very active at both ends of the floor.
That's right, and it all started on the defensive end. These guys were going after loose balls, getting to the ball first, and really pressuring the Slingers, and that turned into a lot of points the other way, especially for this man right here, lighting it up from the outside. He was the high scorer of the game, and really, on both ends of the court, really provided a lot for the Dragons.
Meanwhile, the Slingers couldn't get anything going on offense. There, Monroe snuffing out the Mitchell Folkoff effort.
Yeah, and the Slingers really, outside shooting has been terrible as of late. They've gone 0 for 14 and 2 for 13 in their last 2 games, and it was no different here as well, and Dragons really capitalized on it.
Sammy Monroe there in for the flush, flexing for the crowd on his way to a 30-point game. Of course, Monroe subsequently has been released from the Malaysia Dragons. A long discussion about salary leading to his release, and then Marcus Hubbard taking over, but here in transition, Mouse Melton in for the reverse flush.
That's right, throwing it down for his first dunk here at MABA Stadium this season. The crowd loving it. Hopefully, without Sammy Monroe, this man can really put the load on his shoulders.
It all ended up as a 75-56 win for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, who have since split a pair of games at the ABL Hoops Fest. Meanwhile, the Slingers losing twice in Saigon. So you see the Dragons at 6-6 with a win. They would at least keep pace with the San Miguel Beermen, who have a game this Sunday with the Singapore Slingers. The Indonesia Warriors in the number 1 spot take on the Thailand Slammers on Wednesday. But for the Singapore Slingers here, with a win, they would at least keep the Dragons in their sights in the second half of the season.
Correct, and what's worse for the Slingers is that if they drop one of these 2 games this weekend, they're just tied with the Slammers, who were just, over a week ago, at the bottom of the standings, and now they have a chance to take over the spot.
For more on this game, let's go over to our reporter, Lenora Lowe.
Hey guys, now I don't know if you know this, but I had a talk with Julius Amran, and he actually said that he played against the Singapore Slingers last year in December for the preseason Manila game, and he scored 20 points. The guy he's looking out for is Jones-Jennings, so we're going to see what's going to happen. But now I want to talk to our very own Malaysian singer, Nadira. Girl, can you tell us what is the main difference for people watching at home and people watching here at MABA Stadium?
Well, if you're here at the MABA Stadium, you can really feel the energy, the excitement, and all the adrenaline from everyone in the stage, so it feels good.
What was the one thing that that was just a wow factor for you at the last game?
Well, the last game, I think Justin Milton scored an amazing dunk,
right?
So I'm definitely rooting for him.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen in this game. We're going to go for a short break. Stay with us. This is Fox Sports ABL 2013 season.
Back live here at MABA Stadium, where the 6-6 Westport Malaysia Dragons take on the 4-7 JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. Moments away from the opening tip. Paul, in the opener, we talked about the fact that both these teams bring in new players. Both of them are going to come off the bench. Julius Armand for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, and Philip Morrison, released by the Saigon Heat, picked up by the Singapore Slingers. And you see the starting lineups for the Malaysia Dragons: Marcus Hubbard, Justin Melton, Bonson Wee, Gavin Edwards, actually at the center spot, and Moala Tautua is the forward for the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. Wong Wei Long, Desmond O are in the backcourt. Don Singleton, Rashad Jennings, and JJ Kabatu. So Nyo Beng Seong electing to bring Philip Morrison off the bench. I think that's the right move.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for both these coaches. Right now, they're not letting these new guys start. Even Marcus Hubbard is coming off the bench, and it's good to have all these guys that are already experienced. They already know the system to start off the game and get the pace going properly. They want to go, the way they want to go before they work these guys in.
So just about set to go. Don Singleton to tip it up with Gavin Edwards, and it is controlled by Justin Melton and the Westport Malaysia Dragons. Melton attacking the basket right away and goes in for the left-handed lay-in.
Wow, that's a good sign for the Dragons right there. Justin Melton taking control right away and not hesitating at all, taking that right to the rack. Good job by the little man.
Wong Wei Long doesn't normally travel with the Slingers. He is committed to his studies, but with this being a school holiday week, he's in the starting lineup. Don Singleton going for the flush, puts back in his own miss. Slingers get it going in the paint early. Melton at the other end, driving high off the glass, and Rashad Jennings rips down the rebound. Long entry pass cut off. Slingers had difficulty in transition the last time they played Malaysia. Gavin Edwards, board and board. Dragons 4, Singapore 2.
Really good job by Gavin Edwards to run the floor. You know, he's really good off the ball. He knows where to be all the time so his guards can find him and his other teammates, and he showed it right there.
Slingers slow it down now in the half court. Melton out on Wong Wei Long. Wong reversing. Desmond O with his first touch. Jumping out on it, Marcus Hubbard. Bonson Wee giving it back to Edwards, who rocks the rim.
Oh, that's what you like to see. Your big man running the floor and throwing it down hard. And right now, the Malaysia Dragons are on a roll to start this game.
Philip Morrison replacing Don Dulé, who never really got it going for Singapore. Whistle and a foul off the ball. I believe that is on the Filipino, Moala Tautua. So first team foul against the Dragons. Comes with a minute and a half gone in the first quarter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Singleton banging with Edwards. Turnaround jumper. And Edwards called for the early foul. Gavin Edwards, normally a guy that avoids foul trouble.
That's right, but you know, he's playing really aggressively ever since the week before Saigon, the Hoops tournament, Hoops Fest tournament in Saigon, and you know, he's been aggressive on the defensive end as well now.
We had a quick look at Nyo Beng Seong, who is trying to lift the Slingers out of a funk. Don Singleton replacing the injured Kyle Jeffers. Jeffers out with a heel injury, and talking with Nyo Beng Seong before the game, he was saying Jeffers' return is indefinite at this time. Singleton bricks both. It remains 6-2 Dragons. Tautua show and go baseline. And the foul is on the floor. Wong Wei Long with the reach-in. That's Singapore's first team foul. 16 seconds to shoot for Malaysia. Mouse Melton working through a screen. Tautua for Hubbard, and Hubbard gets nothing but net on his first touch.
You see Jennings there, you know, kind of halfway coming out on him, but that is a long-range shot for the big man, and he's showing that he can hit that from that range.
Desmond O. Jennings looking to feed Singleton. They were fronting Don Singleton. Blocked. Coming across the middle. Scramble for it. Slingers come up with it. Quick shot Wong Wei Long knocks down the three-pointer.
That otherwise would have been a great sequence for the Malaysia Dragons. They're really hustling to get after that ball. Hubbard was really denying Singleton of the ball there and then got a block on him. But Wong Wei Long knocked it down.
Melton going right to the rack, unable to finish. Wong, drill penetration, floater, and the tap. Jennings in perfect position.
Yeah, Jennings is right up there leading the league in rebounding. And, you know, ever since Kyle Jeffers has gone down to injury, Jennings has really shown his mettle on the boards.
Edwards stops. Hubbard from the top, three ball. Yes! Marcus Hubbard is in his first two shots.
Hey, I said the big man didn't have that long range. I guess he does, and he's showing it tonight.
Convenience store score line at 7-11. Reversal, Jennings puts it on the floor. Into the paint. It rattles out. Melton. Bonsin Wee. Gavin Edwards forces Jennings to foul. Great crossover from the big man.
Yeah, you know, we see Edwards a lot from the beginning of the season, that center position. And I think now with the arrival of Marcus Hubbard, I think he's playing more his natural position. He's able to play face up towards the basket, and that's where he feels more comfortable.
Edwards having a huge game in Malaysia's win in Saigon, where they went 1-1. One of two, and it's a 12-7 lead with 6:18 to go in the opening quarter. Philip Morrison now on the floor for the Slingers. He replaced Desmond O. Wong through traffic. Jennings blocked by Tautua. Coming over the back. Bonsin Wee, and the Dragons burn the Slingers in transition.
Too easy for the Dragons right there. You got to give a ball fake if you're Jennings. If you're down low, you've got guys like Tautua down there. You've got guys like Marcus Hubbard, and exactly what happened. He blocked it, and that sent the Dragons running the other way really quick to get down the other end.
With that, the Westport Malaysia Dragons double up at 14-7 with 5:56 to go in the opening quarter. You're watching the ABL on Fox. 5:56 to go in the opening quarter. The Westport Malaysia Dragons leading the JobStreet.com. Singapore Slingers 14-7. Lenora Lowe, Paul Pilelli, Sean Farquhar on hand for this one at MABA Stadium. Wong Wei Long working against Bonsin Wee. Wong dribbles back out, 7 seconds to shoot. They swing it, Morrison, three ball, and he cans it. His first shot as a Slinger is a troika.
Yeah, and he got himself open there on the left side. He likes it on that diagonal spot, and Wong Wei Long was able to find him with that cross-court pass.
2 early threes from Singapore. The Westport Malaysia Dragons having difficulty guarding the 3 as they got blown out by the Indonesia Warriors. There, Marcus Hubbard, who is red hot, 3 of 3 from the floor, Paul.
Yeah, I think he's really comfortable here coming back home after being in Ho Chi Minh. A couple solid games out there, but now he's really on fire starting this first quarter.
Wong, get out of here, says Marcus Hubbard.
What's amazing to me, these Dragons are setting the tone, not on the offensive end, but it's all beginning from the defensive end. And this front court is really kind of, letting the whole ABL know that now we've got a big front line.
Jennings passes out of the double team, avoids the travel. Morrison back to Kabatu, who whips it up to avoid the shot clock violation, which he did not as it completely missed the rim. Edwards doing work here against Singleton. Tough angle, and he gets it to go.
That was a difficult shot. He had Singleton all over him, and Edwards is having a great weekend in Saigon. They're averaging 21 points, and he's able to keep that going right here at home.
Jennings getting past his man. That's his first field goal. Slingers down 18-12. Phil M. Justin Melton works against another Filipino-American in Philip Morrison. Melton jumps to his spot. Edwards from outside. Oh, the Westport Malaysia Dragons are red hot here from outside.
Yeah, they can't miss. The Slingers have got to be happy that they're not in double digits yet, this deficit. But they right now, what's saving them is their three-point shooting as well.
Kabatu. Entry pass, Singleton. And a nifty reversal from Don Singleton. Slingers need to get out and defend the perimeter. Here, Bon Sin-Wee, baseline, runs out of room. Morrison, little stutter step. Jennings, double pump. A little hook shot from Rashad Jennings, a shot that was not falling for him early this season.
That's right, and once he got it going on the boards and he started to do the hard work, his offense started to happen for him.
Melton from downtown, all caught.
Look at these guys, they cannot miss.
24-16, the Westport Malaysia Dragons lead the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers. Wong gives up the shot. Kabatu from the top, and he strokes it from beyond.
And that's what the Slingers have got to do with Wong Wei Long now on the point. He's their best three-point. Now he cannot create his own three-point shot, so guys like Morrison and Kabatu have got to knock him down.
Kabatu had a 19-point game for Singapore in Ho Chi Minh City. Melton flashing into the middle. Foul is on Jennings. Bon Sin-Wee and Moala Tautua come out of the game. And inserted by Ariel Vanguardia, the coach of the Dragons, are Gugan Neswaran and Satyasilan Kupasamy. Melton to the line. Justin Melton, born in Pampanga in the Philippines, but spent most of his life in the United States. Two makes for Mouse Melton. And the Dragons lead is 7. Marcus Hubbard putting that one out of bounds, but the Slingers continue to have difficulty in transition.
Yeah, that's right. They're not really a transition team. They don't really run the floor that well, and they're good in their half-court offense. And if they shoot well from the outside, they usually end up with a good result.
Julius Armand now seeing his first action for the Dragons. Singleton puts it on the floor. Hook shot is short. 1 and out. for Singapore. Minute 48 to go in the first. Edwards bodying up against Singleton. And Singleton inserting the elbow into Edwards' abdomen. So a foul on Singleton. You can see it there, and a timeout, this one called by the Westport Malaysia Dragons. Minute 42 left in the first, and the Dragons on top by 7. We were talking about perimeter defense. Going back to the Dragons' loss to the Indonesia Warriors. Warriors certainly got very hot, knocking down 13 three-pointers in that game in Ho Chi Minh City, but the Dragons failed to rotate defensively. I'm sure that's something that Ariel Vanguardia worked on coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, and of course, Indonesia is a very good team. When they pass, they always make the extra pass and find the open shooters. Plus, they have really good three-point shooters, especially if they're on point. However, the Singapore Slingers, it all depends. If they haven't been playing as of well, I mean, they've lost 4 in a row, but that is a sign as to how bad they're shooting. But, starting off the first quarter here, down by 7, considering how hot the Dragons are right now, they're not in a bad position.
Chatteram F1 team is here at MABA Stadium with the Formula One set to go this Sunday at Sepang out near the Malaysian airport. Formula One of the premier sporting moments on the Malaysian calendar. Tomorrow qualifying and then the race on Sunday. Knocked out by Kupasamy. Slingers have it with a minute 40 to go in the first. Mitchell Fulcoff coming off the bench, matched up with Kupasamy. Oh, for Jennings. Here's Morrison with 4 seconds to shoot. Singleton underneath. Can't get it to go, and another shot clock violation. Loose ball, and it's volleyballed up to Edwards. Hubbard in rhythm. Wow! From downtown, Marcus Hubbard, 4 of 4.
It's going to be a long night for the Slingers if the biggest guy on the court for the Dragons is knocking down 3-pointers from beyond the arc.
Dragons lead is 10. Morrison, a deuce if it goes. Jennings trying to create havoc. Guga. And he is fouled. Would have got continuation had that gone. Desmond O called for it. .9 seconds left. And Ariel Vanguardia goes big again. Moa Tautua comes back out. Well, as I say that, Edwards sits down. Chi-Li Wei in the game, so it's Seelan, Guga, Tautua, Chi-Li Wei, and Arman for the Dragons. Guga at the line. His game very much improving in 2013. Guga actually leads the ABL in three-point shooting percentage.
He doesn't take bad threes. He always takes a good shot, and he's almost at 50% right now, midway through the season.
30-19. Dragons leading. Slingers looking to hold here. 8 seconds. Morrison reverses. Fulcoff, open three. Singleton rebounding, dumps for Jennings. Too strong on what should have been 2 points, and that brings the first quarter to a close. Wow, the Westport Malaysia Dragons with a red-hot shooting hand on pace for a 120-point night here at MABA Stadium. The second quarter, when we come back, you're watching the ABL on Fox. We are back at MABA Stadium, the second quarter, seconds away with the Dragons leading the Slingers 30-19. Paul Pelelli, that first quarter, the Malaysia Dragons collectively shooting well over 50%.
Yeah, what do you do if you're the Slingers? I mean, you guard your bigs on the inside, they're scoring. Edwards is doing a good job there on the block. Hubbard taking it outside, hitting 2 from beyond the arc here in the first quarter. And these guys are just doing everything well right now. Let's see if they can keep it up and finish strong here in the first half.
All right, coming out to begin the second quarter, Mitchell Folkoff, Rashad Jennings, Don Singleton, Philip Morrison, and Wong Wei Long for the Slingers. For the Dragons, it's Guga Nesseron, Julius Armand, Chi Li Wei, Marcus Hubbard, and Moala Tautua. So Gavin Edwards, the starting center, begins the second quarter on the bench for Malaysia. Mitchell Folkoff circling outside. Singleton into his position, and he draws the foul and will go to the line. Dragons, I think, happy to see Don Singleton earn it from the stripe.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, these big guys, they're not the best free throw shooters out there, but talk about hot shooting. These Dragons are almost at 80% in the first quarter. Wow.
And they are perfect from three-point land, 4 of 4. Slingers in that first quarter, shooting 40%, yet knocking down 3 of 4 triples. Singleton now 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 10-point spread for the Malaysia Dragons, looking to win their 7th game of the season. Julius Armand, turnaround jumper, off the heel of the iron. Snatched by Tautua, and a fresh shot clock for the Dragons to work with. Armand puts the ball in his hip, knocked out, and remains in the hands of the Dragons with 14 seconds to shoot.
Yeah, right now with Marcus Hubbard going outside and hanging around outside that three-point line, that pulls Jennings outside the key, so these guards have a pretty free lane to drive.
Oh, Moala Tautua off the inbound play. Tautua, for a big man, has great speed. And there, Philip Morrison forced a foul. Marcus Hubbard, 10 points in that first quarter. Moala Tautua, scoreless. Started the season with a nagging injury, so he wasn't at 100%, but Moala Tautua has played his way into game shape. And this is the 13th game of the season for the Dragons. Armand back to harass. Morrison. Entry pass to Singleton. 2 defenders collapsing immediately on Singleton. As we look at Michael Johnson, GM of the Singapore Slingers. And Armand with a foul he'd like to have back on Morrison. Wong Wei Long thought about the 3. And he is called for steps.
Let's go, Dragons!
Paul Slingers making a lot of mental mistakes in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, they had a decent first quarter, but they've got to keep the turnovers number down low for them in order to stay in this one. They're only down 12 right now.
Beautiful pass. Guga finding Chi Li Wei coming from the weak side. Lead is extended to 14. Morrison. 3 ball, no good. Tautua rebound. Hubbard, and Jennings comes over quickly to foul Marcus Hubbard. Didn't want to give up the uncontested jump shot.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good foul at all for him. I mean, Obviously, Marcus Hubbard has hit a couple threes. He didn't want to get him to third, but he's got to keep that one under control.
Here is Hubbard. Working against Jennings. Hits from outside. Marcus Hubbard. El Fuego.
He has not missed yet this game. Unbelievable.
Defense! 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 Defense!
Singleton out high. Over for Wong. Puts it up. Scores. And that will be a 4-point play. Foul is on Guga. The 3 counts. So Wong will go to the line for a 4-point play.
Yeah, great to see Wong Wei Long get back, getting his stroke back again. Obviously, he's missed several games with the Slingers for one reason or another. So now, you know, consistency has always been a problem this season for the Slingers, and they really need his shooting. He is their best three-point shooter.
A look at the Malaysian, Guga. Talking it over with Ariel Vanguardia. 1 team foul apiece with 7:41 to go in the first half. Dragons 36, Slingers 24. Justin Melton. Slingers very wary of the dribble penetration. Hubbard in the corner, 2 defenders on him. Open at the other side, Guga for a 3, and the leading ABL three-point shooter cans another one.
Big mistake. You've got Hubbard in one corner setting up for the 3. They send 2 guys out on him. They don't rotate in time. And of course, the highest percentage three-point shooter for Dragons knocks it down on the other end.
Dragons now 6 of 6 from deep. Long way long, floater right there. Don Singleton for the tap in. Slingers can get something going on the inside. Melton coming off the screen. Hubbard. Good ball movement shown by Malaysia. Edwards flips. Guga, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Edwards, beautiful pick and roll, worked on the wing. Edwards and Guga.
And there you see on the defensive end, Singleton unable to switch over in time. You know, that's what happens when you just come in and play on a team. You're not used to each other yet. These are the holes that you can leave for the offense on the other end.
Kabatu, too strong. Rebound corralled, now Jennings. And a whistle underneath. Loose ball foul called on Rashad Jennings.
Yeah, that's where that first foul that he committed on Hubbard outside near the three-point line comes into play. Now he's picked up his second foul, and he told the coach he didn't want to come out, but they're going to have to take him out because these Slingers don't go very deep, and size-wise, especially in that position.
We know it's shocking, but sometimes coaches don't listen to players. 41-26, Dragons leading the Slingers. Here's Melton. Oh, what a move. Now backs it out. Down the middle and finding Gavin Edwards for the flush. Unselfish play from Loshi Ba to hit the big man.
Now you see a turnover from the Slingers. Morrison, a little miscommunication with Kabatu, another new player coming in, not really used to everything, and mental mistakes when you're down this big.
And this is exactly what happened with Singapore the last time they were here at MABA Stadium. One more look. Not sure who Morrison was intending to get that to. Hubbard for 3, and that's his first miss from downtown. Delvin Go for Wong. Looking to get past Hubbard. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Morrison. Singleton, one bounce, dumps it back. That beats the shot clock. Kabatu release before the horn sounded.
Well, these Slingers are really having to work hard for each and every basket. They really earned that one, winding shot clock all the way down to 0.
Oh, no one on Hubbard. He goes inside for the jam and the foul.
He was eyeing that the entire way. As he put it on the floor, he went up. Nobody could stop him.
The Dragons lead stretched to 17. Marcus Hubbard with 15 points for the Westport Malaysia Dragons. They lead 45-28. This is the ABL on Fox. We are back with 5:05 to go in the second quarter. The Westport Malaysia Dragons leading the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers 45-28. Marcus Hubbard already having a whale of a game, Paul Pilelli, at the line to complete a three-point play. Melton going inside, and he is fouled. And this is a brutal sequence for the Slingers.
Yeah, right now there's just nothing is happening for Singapore right now. And Justin Melton, he really pleased the crowd. Last time out here against the Slingers, gave him his first dunk here at MABA and trying to go up for another one, but the Slingers wasn't going to let that happen. There you see him. This guy can rise, but obviously Singleton decided to take the foul instead.
Melton at the line. Justin Melton nearly made the Philippine national team before making his way to Malaysia.
Defense! Defense!
Passes out of the double team. Delvin Go going inside. Floater. Singleton. And he goes inside. Fouled underneath, and I believe that is on Hubbard.
There you go, Delvin Go. I think that was a shot. But Singleton very wary of that shot, being an air ball, picking it up and drawing a foul as well. Singapore is looking for answers everywhere, and if anything, they needed to come from the inside. They have been very weak inside the paint as of late as well as they're outside shooting. So Singleton and Jennings, with Jennings on the bench, Singleton's got to carry the load.
Again, Don Singleton in place of the injured Kyle Jeffers. His free throw struggles continue.
Let's go,
Hubbard.
Tigers, let's go!
And then gathers up the loose ball. Put back, third effort, and the glass is cleared by Singleton. One-way long.
Defense!
Looking to get past his man. Hubbard snatching that out of the air. Melton waits for help to arrive. Spin move across the middle from the free throw line. Dragons get nothing in 2 trips down the floor. Go outside. Wong, his man going past him. Short on the 3 attempt.
Let's go, Tigers, let's go!
Edwards, and a reach-in foul on Delvin Go. Not a bad foul, just the 3rd on the Slingers, and you don't want to give up the easy deuce to Edwards.
Definitely not a bad foul, but definitely you do not want to let Gavin Edwards get ahead of you. I mean, for a big man, he runs the floor really well, so Delvin Go's got to do a better job of getting in front of him and not letting them have those easy lanes to the basket.
In a Malaysia Dragons team that has really overhauled a lot of their roster, the one constant all season has been this man, Gavin Edwards. Singleton takes that off the rim. Now, if you watch the NBA, that is not legal, but under FIBA rules, it's legit. 47-30. Dragons lead. Delvin Go along the baseline, and it goes off his foot. Slingers turn it over.
Yeah, Delvin Go should not be the guy to put the ball on the floor and drive inside and try to pass off the Singleton. So the Slingers really not moving at all without the ball either. Guys are just standing around. Not a good first half at all for Singapore.
Oh, Go cutting off that pass. Tautua recovers. From the top, low, in and out. Edwards catches up to loose ball. Spin move across, and he goes off the glass. And one coming up for Gavin Edwards.
These Slingers do not want to get their bigs in foul trouble with Jennings on the bench. If you lose Singleton as well, it's just going to continue to get worse. Right now, it's almost at a 20-point lead. A great spin move by Gavin Edwards there. He knew where Singleton, exactly where he was, and went to his weak side.
Edwards, a great decision maker. Let's send it over to Lenora Lowe.
Okay, guys, the foul report for you. Right now, Singapore Slingers, they got 7 people already with fouls, and they should really watch out for Jones-Jennings and so Donald Singleton. Each have 3 fouls. They don't want to foul out the game before it's even finished for the first half. Back to you guys.
Lenora, thank you. That's exactly why Beng Xiong has Jennings on the bench with his team down 19. Kabatu, and behind everyone, Melton. She ran out of real estate. Low across, Edwards finishes it off well. A 21-point lead for the Dragons.
All the wind taken out of the Singapore sails right now. They're not even getting back on defense. They're just running kind of half-heartedly.
Low with a loose ball foul. One more look at the finish by Edwards. Back to the live action. Low sheet 5. Fouling. Desmond.
And here's some more bad news for the Singapore Slingers. Now that they've stretched, the lead is at 20 for the Dragons. Marcus Hubbard's comes back in, and he's already got 15 points, averaging only 10 in his first 2 times out at Hoops Fest for the Dragons, but obviously really showing his stuff right now.
Wong is reinserted. Philip Morrison sitting down.
Let's go, Dragons, let's go.
Julius Armand at the point for the final 2:10 of the first half.
Let's go,
Gave up the dribble.
Let's go.
Pass inside, blocked by Go. Delvin Go active on the defensive end. And the Dragons take a timeout with 1:55. I think this will just to take a little steam out of it with the Slingers blocking them emphatically.
Well, I think Delvin Go still got some hops left over from Hoops Fest weekend as he took part in the competition, the slam dunk competition for Singapore. But right now they've got to get something going. They need that play that's going to turn things around and boost these guys' spirits. Right now they're all looking down, heads are down, up and down the court, and right now they need to wake up.
As we mentioned, the Slingers playing 2 games in 3 days. They meet the San Miguel Beermen at the indoor stadium back in the Lion City, in a game that you can see on Fox Sports at 3 p.m. Hong Kong time, Sunday, March 24th. Meanwhile, for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, after this game, a 12-day break until they meet the Chang Thailand Slammers on April 3rd in Bangkok. Mitchell Volkov comes out for the final minute 55. Armand with nothing on the shot clock. That is a shot clock violation. The Dragons with a rare turnover here in the second quarter. Slingers now have to think small, just look to get a couple of baskets, get some semblance of momentum. That'll help. Singleton in for the jam, and we'll go to the line for one more.
Yeah, we've seen him do that over the weekend in Ho Chi Minh. And you know he can put it up with two hands and put it down with power, but he's got to make these free throws because these are three-point plays, and right now for Singapore, every little point counts.
I have Singleton 1 of 4 from the free throw line. A lane violation called on the Dragons, so Singleton will get another crack at it. Officials generally let that slide. Not tonight. Same result. Slingers, however, come up with the loose ball.
Defense! Defense! Defense!
Singleton hands
Defense!
to Volkov.
Defense! Defense!
Oh, feeds Singleton again, and he'll head to the line once more.
A great job there by Desmond O to penetrate in the lane and able to curl around his defender and find an open Singleton. Singleton again puts it down with power, able to get the ball through even though he got fouled on that play.
Foul was on Satyasilan Kupasamy, who was taken. It appeared that Ariel Vanguardia was going to bring him out. He does not. Three-point play, converted. Lead cut to 14. Melton reversing. Singleton is out on Hubbard. Edwards victimizing Delvin Go, but cannot finish. Hubbard. Back outside, Go. They send it back to Singleton. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fade away, Volkov coming up with it. From outside. Slingers getting their opportunities here in the final minute and a half. And then a push. Melton pushing Desmond O. I'm not sure what led to that, but that was not a smart foul by Melton.
We saw a similar situation in Hoops Fest with Chris Banchero and Desmond O. I think Desmond O is very good at getting into defenders' heads, or his opposition's heads rather, and getting them kind of getting under their skin there.
So once again, the Slingers have an opportunity to score in the final moments of this first half. Out very high. 6 seconds on the shot clock for Wong. Volkov, and that's blocked. Not a good sequence. Melton at the other end, fouled, scores easily, and a three-point play opportunity develops.
Yeah, that was a really bad sequence for the Slingers. They had plenty of chances to cut into that lead, and instead they're giving up a three-point play the other way with time running out. No time left on the clock. Great play by Justin Melton, though.
And really, that was a half-hearted foul from Wong Wei Long. If you're going to foul, at least prevent the shot.
And the worst thing you can do is, let the ball go in and foul him as well. So now the Dragons have a chance to push this to a 54-37 lead.
Neo Beng Seong is way out on the floor. And I'm not sure what the argument. Michael Johnson is red hot. Well, we'll try and get clarification on what led to that, but it has been a frustrating month for the Singapore Slingers, and some of that may be boiling over. Melton completes the three-point play to make it 54-37.
Give it up for your Westports Malaysia Dragons!
And that brings the first half to a close. The Westport Malaysia Dragons continue to shoot well. And 54 points is an impressive first half total.
Yeah, right now the Singapore Slingers are in a huge slump. You come in here having lost 4 in a row, and right now you're being completely dominated in the first half.
With a special interview, let's go over to Lenora Lowe.
Thank you very much, guys. With me is Guido Vandergaard from the F1 Caterham team. How you doing?
Very good. I'm enjoying here a lot.
Is this your first time in Malaysia?
No, I've been here 3 times before. Once on holiday, and the other one was also for racing.
I gotta ask you more about basketball. Let me do you watch or do you play basketball?
No, I never played. So it's good fun to watch it. And I've been to the Olympics finalists between America and Spain, and this was amazing. But I have to say, looks really good here.
Which team do you think? Which team do you think is going to be taking the win today?
Our team, Dragons, of course.
Any particular player is outstanding to you at the moment?
Yeah, it's quite funny actually. My car number is 21, and I have to say number 21 was the best player so far.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the game. We're going to go for a short break, and stay with us. This is Fox Sports ABL 2013 season.
We are back at MABA Stadium at the half. The Westport Malaysia Dragons leading the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers 54-37. Sean Farquhar, Paul Pilelli. A very impressive first half of shooting for the Malaysia Dragons, the best we have seen from them all season.
Yeah, these guys were on fire from the outside, especially in the first quarter there. They were 5 for 6 total in the first half. They're shooting 59%. You know, the Slingers are actually not shooting bad at all from the outside. They're at 4 for 9, but right now the Dragons are doing a lot more of everything else. They're out-rebounding. They're outscoring them in the paint, 22-14. So really in control of the game. The only category that the Slingers are leading is in turnovers, which they have 7 of already.
14 points for Marcus Hubbard. He was a handful for the Slingers defensively. Lenora Lowe standing by with one of the assistant coaches for the Singapore Slingers.
Hey guys, Singapore Slingers assistant coach Jericho with me. Okay, so far I gotta ask, the second half, what's gonna happen? What's your game plan to contain Marcus Hubbard? He's already got 14 points and 8 rebounds on you.
Well, we just have to do a bit better defense on the Dragons. They've only missed 1 3-pointer the whole game, shooting 60%. So we have to close out more, and get back on transition defense better.
What exactly were the drills that you actually work on for defense over the week?
Sorry, say it again?
What were the defense drills that you work on over the week? Because the last time, turnovers was a really big problem.
Well, we worked on closing out better, and I think we're doing a wonderful job, but the Dragons are just shooting the lights out tonight.
Thank you very much. Do well again for the game. Back to you guys.
Lenora, thank you. 22 points, 22 rebounds rather, for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, 18 for the Singapore Slingers. So, almost even on the boards. But as Jericho said, red hot shooting from the Dragons just across the board. You look at all these players.
Yeah, especially Gavin Edwards. He's already got 19 points, so he's already continuing his role. He had a great weekend in Ho Chi Minh. He already had a great game coming into that weekend. And right now he's already got 19 points and 3 rebounds.
For the Westport Malaysia Dragons, a win here, they go to 7-6. They would have a 2-1 head-to-head lead over the Singapore Slingers. They won't meet them again till May. As we take a look at the first half statistics, look at that, 59% from the field for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, and that three-point shooting percentage, that is not a mistake. 83%. Actually, I had to go back to my sheet to double check that. 83% from beyond the arc. I have never seen an ABL team shoot that well from outside.
Yeah, two for 3 from the big man Marcus Hubbard. So we'll see if they can keep it up for the entire game. But right now they're on pace to score over 100.
Also, the Westport Malaysia Dragons taking good care of the ball. Just 5 turnovers in that first half. Justin Melton outstanding at the point.
Yeah, Justin Melton already has 11 points for these guys and 4 assists. So right now he's doing a good job distributing as well, with 3 players at double figures for the Dragons compared to only 12 points for Singleton.
All right, highlights of the first half now. As you watch these, keep an eye on Rashad Jennings and Don Singleton. Foul trouble hampering them throughout this first half. Justin Melton, that was the opening basket, and he said early on he was going to penetrate. Here flipping it back, Gavin Edwards, and the Dragons just started on fire and never cooled off.
Yeah, they really set the tone from the beginning there, and even there you see Moalatal too with the powerful finish. A lot of dunks, like a lot of really safe finishes for these guys, so high percentage shots. And there you see the Singapore Slingers shot really well from the outside too, but tonight compared against the Dragons,
Slingers shooting 40% from the field. Not particularly bad, but it's not going to get it done against a team that is shooting at about 60% in the Malaysia Dragons.
Yeah, the Dragons are hitting shots from everywhere from outside. They see Gavin Edwards taking a tough shot as well and really controlling the paint inside.
There was Marcus Hubbard. Hubbard, 2 of 3 on 3-pointers. And here the feed from Guga as they spread the wealth around. Left side 3 there from Wong Wei Long, and here the corner 3 ball from Guga Nesteron, the ABL's top 3-point shooter.
So what do you do now if you're the Slingers? You've got to adjust the where, because right now the Dragons are scoring from everywhere. There, Marcus Hubbard showing the shot, and you've got to respect his shot now, considering how well he's been shooting it and taking it all the way to the hole.
Transition baskets. And there Gavin Edwards. as Delvin Go going right out of the picture. Don Singleton, this came at the end of that first half where the Slingers started to make some inroads here, and there Don Singleton on his way to a 3-point play. But foul trouble will be a big factor for the Singapore Slingers in the second half. 3 fouls apiece for Rashad Jennings and Don Singleton, so we have to wonder how many minutes they'll actually play.
And that's how the play developed. Play developed in the second quarter for the Slingers. They had to be without one of their big. Jennings sat out for a lot of the second quarter, so that opened up a lot of gaps for the Dragons to be able to score inside. Allowed a lot of dribble penetration, made it really difficult for Singleton inside.
54-37 at the half. We'll step away when we return the third quarter. You're watching the ABL on Fox. Back live at MABA Stadium, the second half to come here with the Westport Malaysia Dragons leading the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers 54-37. Paul, quick question. You're down by 17. If you're Singapore Slingers, what do you do to work your way back into this game in the second half?
Well, you've got to try everything. Right now, they tried to save Jennings for the second half, and now I think it's the time to use them, put them back in, have the two bigs in there because they were handicapped there for a little while. Meanwhile, the Dragons are rotating Tautua. They've also got Gavin Edwards and Hubbard as well, and that allowed Hubbard to come out at certain times and hit that outside shot, which he really did well in the first half.
You would have to think that the Westport Malaysia Dragons cannot continue at a 59% shooting pace.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that they're going to cool off a little bit. They cooled off a little bit in the second quarter. They really were red hot in the first quarter, but the Slingers cannot rely on waiting until when the Dragons are going to cool off and start to shoot, miss some of their shots. They had plenty of chances, second chances. They got rebounds, offensive rebounds. A lot of the Slinger rebounds came near the end of the second quarter there. They got some second and third shots, but they weren't able to get them to go down. They got to start hitting those free throws. They got to the line several times, but weren't able to take advantage.
Yeah, Don Singleton in particular had his opportunities at the free throw line, did not cash in. If you are just tuning in, the Westport Malaysia Dragons, 6 wins, 6 losses this season, a win here to move them closer to the San Miguel Beermen in 3rd and 2nd place respectively in the ABL standings. For the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers, they are looking to halt a 4-game losing streak, and based on the way the first 20 minutes went, the losing streak will be 5 when the night is over.
Yeah, it'll be a very difficult weekend for them, but they've got to overcome it, because if they don't win this game, going into the game 2 nights later against the Beermen, that's not going to bode well for them at all. They've really got to go into that with a winning attitude.
So in that first half, Ariel Vanguardia getting everything he wants. 14 points for Marcus Hubbard, 11 points for Justin Melton. And how about Gavin Edwards? 19 points quietly in that first half.
And
amazing.
Not only that, he's 8 from 9 from the field, so he only missed 1 shot. So these guys are really taking high percentage shots.
Let's go, Dragons.
Melton, Bond, Hubbard, Edwards, and Tautua begin the third quarter for the Westport Malaysia Dragons. Here's Bon Sin-Wee on a drive, comes up short, rebound snatched by Wong Wei Long. He is in the backcourt with Philip Morrison, JJ Kabatu, Jones-Jennings, and Don Singleton beginning the second half for Singapore. Morrison swings, Wong is in the corner, bounce pass to Singleton. 4 seconds on the shot clock. His jumper only glances the iron. Melton whipping it inside. Edwards can't convert off the window. Kabatu, quiet first half. Wong along the baseline, corner 3 on the way. That's a live ball. Jennings coming up with it. And then a wild hand into the face of Marcus Hubbard. So the foul is on Rashad Jennings, and that's exactly what the Slingers did not want for Jennings. That is his 4th.
Yeah, Jennings making an impact right away and grabbing the offensive rebound, unable to get the putback. What he's got to do is get his head down and rush right back onto the other end. What he did was instead was reach and try to slap the ball out and picked up a quick foul.
And the Slingers will leave Jennings in there. Edwards changing speeds. Again, Singleton there for the rebound.
Defense! 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 Defense!
Kabatu down to Singleton from outside. A drainer for Don Singleton.
Good job by Singleton to hit that shot, but right now the Dragons are still doing a good job on defense, and letting the Slingers wind the shot clock all the way down.
Melton has that lay-in attempt go off the front of the iron. Oh, and Edwards gets that ball casually thrown away by Wong. Hubbard for 3.
Defense!
Kind of a lackadaisical effort on both ends for these two squads to begin the third quarter.
Defense! 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 Defense!
Singleton quickly, yes! Foul is on Edwards, and Singleton to the line.
Hey, 2 baskets in a row for Singleton, and 3-point plays are always momentum changers, so if he hits this free throw, that's a 5-point that they cut into the deficit.
Singleton in the first half for the Slingers. He had 12 points, 2 of 8 from the free throw line. He bricks there, 54-41. Edwards scampering down the floor, Gavin Edwards now with 21 points.
So take note, that's what you shouldn't do when you're shooting free throws. You don't let the big man get all the way down to the other end for a clear pass and an easy finish.
Transition baskets just killing Singapore here at MABA Stadium. Jennings offloads Singleton for the uncontested dunk.
Let's go, Tigers, let's go.
Don Singleton with 4 points here in the third.
Let's go, Tigers, let's go. Let's go, Tigers, let's go.
Hubbard with one hand comes up short. Jennings there to pull down the board. Melton jumping in front of that. Slingers will have it with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Philip Morrison continuing to have problems feeding his teammates. With 6:26 to go in the third, Dragons 56, Slingers 43. So for the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers, they begin this third quarter some good field goals from Singapore here in the third.
Yeah, right now Don Singleton is carrying the workload, and of course Jennings is going to be a little bit more careful now after picking up that quick fourth foul early in the third quarter. And of course on the other end, the Dragons, now this is the time they've gone a little bit quiet, they've gone a little bit cold, but on defensive end they're still doing a good job apart from Singleton. So right now the Slingers have a chance to cut into this lead.
Right, 13-point deficit. So by no means is this one over. Wong, Morrison, Jennings, Singleton, and Kabatu come out of the timeout. Melton, Bond, Hubbard, Edwards, and Tautua for Malaysia. Kabatu. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Morrison trying to go back. Edwards cutting that one off. Tautua released. Kabatu avoids the foul. Tautua with the deuce. The lead is pushed back to 15.
And you see on the play, Kabatu cannot catch up with him. And he did catch him on the arm, but the ref just didn't blow the whistle.
Bonsin Wee getting tangled up with Wong Wei Long. And Bond will be removed by Ariel Vanguardia. Guga comes in. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Slingers. Ariel Vanguardia left Saigon last week. Very disappointed with the way the Dragons played against Indonesia. Getting a stellar effort tonight. Jennings over Singleton. Foul coming from behind, and let's see who they call this one. Either Tautua or Edwards. And it is Moala Tautua called for that foul, and Singleton will earn it at the line. Don Singleton now, Paul, 3 of 10 from the stripe.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. I mean, 7-point difference. That would have been 58-50. He was able to hit all his free throws up to this point.
Let's go, Dragons, let's go. Let's go, Dragons, let's go.
Guga, Wong giving him some space. Guganeswaran along the baseline, kicks it back. Tautua right down the middle. It goes in and out. Dragons cooling off from the floor. Philip Morrison. Boy, Philip Morrison has committed a series of turnovers in this third quarter. Midway through the third quarter, Hubbard going over the top, too strong off the glass.
Defense! 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 Defense!
Jennings.
Defense!
Wong releases for three. You got a quality look.
Hey, the Dragons right now are a bit of a scoring funk in the third quarter compared to the first half. As I say that, Justin Melton knocks one down, of course. But the Slingers, unfortunately, are in one as well. So up until that point, things have been a little stagnant here in the third.
And the 17-point halftime lead is restored for the Dragons.
Defense! Defense!
Singleton, hook shot, swish.
Hey, he's having a great third quarter for the Slingers. Right now, what he needs is for the rest of his team to step up and maybe knock down some outside shots to let him get his inside game going.
Guga kick out. Tautua penetrates down the middle and calls glass.
Powerful move by Tautua. Jujun Kabatu has his hands full with them. He's unable to cover him on that drive.
Let's send it over to Lenora Lowe.
Hey guys, it really feels as though the Singapore Slingers bigs are getting bullied on the court, and Rashad really needs to watch it with 4 fouls into the second half. I really wonder if the coach is going to pull him out anytime soon. And judging by how well the Dragons are going, I also wonder if Coach Ariel is going to put in more local players for this game like he did for the previous, where in the final minutes it was all local players to finish the game. Back to you guys.
65-46 with 3:18 to go in the third. More from MABA Stadium when we return on Fox. We hope you're enjoying Friday night basketball on Fox Sports. We are live at MABA Stadium. The Westport Malaysia Dragons are going to go 7-6 midway through this ABL season, leading the Singapore Slingers 65-46. Desmond O dribbles out of trouble. Philip Morrison having a rocky opener in a Slingers uniform. Morrison, for the second time tonight, called for traveling.
Yeah, he knocked down his first shot of the game. It was a three, got them going, but since then he's unable to get into the flow of the offense. Obviously his first game with Singapore, so it's going to take a little bit of time. He's going to have to make a quick adjustment.
Julius Armand now back into the game. Remember, Armand replacing the injured Pat Kabahug. A foul. It's on the floor. Ooh, that's an offensive foul. Tell you, Malaysia, their miscues allowing Singapore to hang around, if nothing else.
I mean, it's leaving that window open right now. The Singapore Slingers have not taken advantage to this point. They don't seem to have the weapons for it in this game.
Defense. Defense.
Morrison.
Defense.
Puts it on the floor. Jennings underneath. The defense collapses. Tapped in and out.
Come on, Dragons!
Should have been 2 points for Singapore. Low sheet 5. Morrison stops, pops. Jennings clears glass. Fresh 24 for Singapore. Singleton coming out for a screen. Jennings. And he has gone cold in the second half. Molotov, check that. It's Marcus Hubbard in transition, scoring with ease.
So those last several transitions really tell the story for the Slingers in this game. There you see Marcus Hubbard getting out after a Jennings miss. Jennings unable to get back in time and allowing him the easy layup.
Defense! Defense! Defense!
Oh, driving, kick out, Kabatu, yes. JJ Kabatu, they need more of that from the Filipino. This is a very crucial minute 10 for Singapore. They do not want the lead to go over 20 for the Dragons. Julius Armand. Offensive foul. Desmond O getting his feet set. Take a look.
See Desmond O anticipating the crossover, seeing it coming, then trying to get his feet up. That's a close one.
Whoa. I don't think so. Desmond O doing a hell of a sales job. I think the ABL is going to want to look at that one after this game. An offensive foul nonetheless.
Defense! Defense!
And we've got a minute to go here in the third.
Defense! Defense!
Singleton couldn't handle the pass. The passes from Philip Morrison have really lacked a sip.
Yeah, I don't think, obviously they haven't received any passes from him yet in competition, probably just a couple of times in practice. And that was a simple pass that should have been made an entry pass, could have been a bounce pass. It was a little bit too strong, went off Singleton.
Armand showing the crossover and a circus move on a reversal for the 2.
Great move, Julius Armand. Nice dribble getting around Desmond. Oh, trying to get in front of him that time, but
Former San Beda College star in the Philippines. Oh, fighting through traffic, wild shot. Dragons looking to extend a 20-point lead. Guga, 4 seconds with the shot clock off. Double pump and hits. That is a long deuce for Guga Neswaron. The Westport Malaysia Dragons blowing out the Singapore Slingers. We've got 10 minutes to go. And the Dragons lead 71-49. Very much on course for their 7th win of the season. The fourth quarter when we come back on Fox. back in KL. We're here at MABA Stadium. The Westport Malaysia Dragons go into the fourth, leading the Singapore Slingers 71-49. Torrid shooting continuing, Paul, in that third quarter.
You said it, Sean. These Slingers cannot let the lead get above 20. That's exactly what they did. A very similar play that they allowed at the end of the second quarter, where Justin Melton scored on a three-point play there. They let the Dragons run that clock down again, and Guga hit a tough shot.
Beginning the fourth for the Slingers, Philip Morrison, J.J. Kabatu, Desmond O, Rashad Jennings, and Don Singleton. The Dragons countering with Tien Yuen Kwek, Guga, Edwards, and Lowe. Tien from the top, loose ball, Kabatu comes up with it. Oh, gets behind and cannot score. Should have been an automatic two.
Yeah, there's a lid on that basket for the Slingers here in the second half, and not so on the other end for Justin Melton, who just snakes his way in and easily gets the layup.
Transition game very much favoring the Malaysia Dragons. Kabatu coming off the screen. Inside, left-handed shot from Singleton is good. Slingers need a stop right now. Melton. So quick. Guga down Broadway, finger roll, and that's two.
That was his own player, Chili Wei, actually was the one that tipped that out. But again, that just shows right now the Dragons how much in control they are. As I think we're going to have a second look at it. Guga, after that great play to end the third quarter there, he just drives the lane and avoids Jennings for the layup.
That basket counts, 75-51. Again, the pass from Morrison, where was it going?
Let's go, Dragons, let's go! Let's go, Dragons, let's go!
Melton barks out a play.
Dragons, let's go!
Left side three.
Defense! 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 Defense!
Singleton working hard against Chili Wei. Here's Volkov from outside. Slingers just cannot buy a three here in the second half. Underneath, Tien victimizing Wong-Wei Long.
So now, Coach Van Guardia going with a couple of local players, and still the Dragons, the Slingers are unable to stop the Dragons.
And our reporter, Lenora Lowe, correctly predicting the local contingent would come in for the fourth. Morrison looking to penetrate. Has not been his night. His first in a Slingers uniform. Melton, step back jumper.
Defense! Defense!
Entry pass tipped out. Malaysia comes up with it. Guga tried to thread it through, and a foul from behind. That is on Chili Wei. Stops the clock with 6:49. Delvin Go comes in. Meanwhile, wholesale changes for the Dragons with Hubbard and Tien back in. Wong free for the three. Jennings could have been called for his fifth and final foul.
Dragons, let's go! Let's go, Dragons, let's go!
Edwards
Let's go, Dragons, let's go!
bodies up against Jennings, who had to sag off with 4.
Yeah, he's had to do that a couple of times, even one time where he got back for a breakaway and he wasn't able to play any defense at all. So that's a big factor right now. Jennings picking up his 4th foul very early in the 3rd.
Jennings had some space to operate. Delvin go from outside. And the foul is on Jennings, and that will do it. Rashad Jones-Jennings has fouled out.
You got to really feel for Jennings, though, coming into this game. His play had been improving, his field goal percentage had been improving, and of course, he's a very good rebounder. But having been taken out very early in the 2nd quarter due to foul trouble, he had nothing, no production at all in the 3rd, and right now very little production in the 4th before picking up his final foul.
Let's go, Dragons.
He'll finish 6
Let's
points
go.
and 12
Let's
rebounds.
Go, Dragons. Let's go. Let's go, Dragons. Let's go.
On Sinwee.
Let's go, Dragons. Let's go.
Hubbard, finger roll. He'll go to the line, and that is the 4th foul on Don Singleton with 5:40 to go in the 4th. And so this one is getting out of hand.
It's almost a 30-point lead right now with no signs. There's no signs of it slowing down because right now the Slingers are heavily relying on Don Singleton for all the scoring. Where are the Singapore guards? Wong Wei Long shooting, Mitchell Folkoff, Desmond O. These are the guys that are perimeter shooters for the Slingers that have done nothing this entire game. So the Slingers are really going to have to look for answers from the outside.
Yeah, I'll correct myself. It's gotten out of hand.
Defense. Defense.
Desmond O.
Defense. Defense.
With Moshi fighting him. Volkov, Wong,
Defense.
Don Singleton representing the only interior threat. Wild hook shot. Still Slingers ball with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Moala Tautua has been taken out with a comfortable lead. Oh, Singleton from outside. A long 2 for the Singapore big man. This is a decap for Malaysia. Does get a lot of playing time. Hubbard can't finish on a flashy dunk attempt, and Edwards takes it away. Lots of turnovers in the 2nd half. Hubbard inside. He feeds Adika, and a rare field goal for the Malaysian reserve.
Hey, these Dragons are trying to get all, go deep in the entire bench, get them all into the game because they really need. This team chemistry looks good right now for Malaysia. Bringing in Hubbard and having Melton. So they want to get all the players into the action.
Hubbard going inside, looking for the tomahawk dunk.
Look at
No foul call. He is furious. I wouldn't mind having a look at that. I believe there was a foul on Hubbard. Going to the rack. 4:22 to go in the 4th. And the Westport Malaysia Dragons leading the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers 82-53. More from KL when we return. 4:22 to play in the fourth. This one has developed into a laugher. The Westport Malaysia Dragons leading the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers 82-53. Lenora Lowe, Paul Pilelli, and Sean Farquhar here at MABA Stadium. Inside, Singleton up for the flush, and the foul is on Tien Yuen Kwek. So Singleton, Paul, will have a chance to pad his stats.
Well, you got to give credit to Singleton. He's the only scoring option in there right now with Jennings, the other big, on the bench for the remainder of the game. It makes it that much more difficult for Singleton because they know where it's going. They know that he's going to go for the basket. And right there, they're going to send him to the line. They'll be more than happy to send him to the line for the rest of the way.
Singleton through 3 quarters at the free throw line. Was 3 of 11, and he really continues to have his problems from the stripe. From outside, Hubbard. He has cooled off as this game has progressed. Not that his team has needed his offense. Singleton with a trio of defenders on him.
And there's a perfect example right there. They knew where the entry pass was going. They tried to cut it off. He tried to get it back, but unable to fight off 3 defenders.
Bond comes off a screen. A little pick and roll play. Tien Yuen Kwek is headed to the line. Ariel Vanguardia, certainly if this game is any indication, has a very deep bench that he can go to.
And, he wants to be right up there with the San Miguel Beermen and the Indonesia Warriors. And now he's got a team that can, match up with them pretty well, going pretty deep and also quite big.
Tien at 2.02 meters has some size. A 31-point lead. Lim Sheng Yu has that go off his hands. Careless ball handling continuing for Singapore. Bond. Between the legs, step back. Pulled down by Delvin Go. Lim. Back to Wong from outside. Dragons ball.
Let's go, Dragons, let's go.
Bon Sin Wee has had a solid night.
Let's go, Dragons, let's go.
Oshie 5, 3 of his defender, cans the 3.
These Dragons also go very deep when it comes to their three-point shooters. They may not defend the 3 very well, but they can certainly answer back.
Defense. Defense.
Back outside from the top, air ball from Damien Go. The Slingers have dropped 4 straight games, and in those losses, each of them, they have failed to hit 60 points or better. And here we are with 2 minutes to go, and they're sitting on 53.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a low-scoring team, like the Indonesia Warriors are a pretty low-scoring team, but you got to play defense, a lot better defense than the way they are playing tonight.
Damien Go for Singleton. Wu, and the tap in from Delvin Go. It's actually showing he's got range and hops for the Slingers. Sayasilan, there's Go pulling down the rebound. So doing work here in garbage time. Wu, Go. And Delvin Go will go to the line. Paul, you remain nonplussed.
Well, I mean, you got to see these Slingers. You got to feel for them because, you know, in a 5-game winning streak, things are not going to get better. In 2 days' time, they face a second-place Beerman team who are on a tear right now with the longest ongoing winning streak in the ABL.
Yes, the Beerman, winners of 5 straight, and remember, they have already beaten the Slingers once at the indoor stadium.
Let's go, Tigers, let's go! Let's go, Tigers, let's go!
Bond shakes off his defender and flies down the middle for the scoop and hoop. Foul stops the clock. 56.3 seconds left. That is the 4th team foul on the Dragons. Slingers swinging around. Wu, corner 3, into the hands of Seelan. Left side, low. I think that was tipped. And there to clean it up is Adika, who has busted out with 4 points.
Yep, these local players are really putting on a show for the home crowd who are loving it at the moment.
Defense! Defense! Defense!
Wong. Here's Wu. And he hits the jumper. And the Slingers here have a chance to crack 60 with 16.9 seconds left.
Yeah, if I were them, I'd be more worried about, you know, not letting the Dragons break that 100-point mark. There's something about, you know, having a 3-digit number against you when you haven't even cracked 60.
Wu hits. Seelan at the other end. Wu going inside, will head to the line. So, making his presence felt on the score sheet, Wu Qingdi.
Well, it's good for the Slingers to get whatever they can, any sort of confidence in their players, whether it's their starters or right now their bench players, because they really need a spark. And you got to wonder if they're going to make any more changes before the trade deadline to bring in some size. If they're going to compete for that 4th playoff spot, they've really got to add some mass in there.
That deadline comes up April 7th. That will do it. A 30-point blowout win for the Westport Malaysia Dragons. They knock off the Singapore Slingers in easy fashion, 93-63. And for the Singapore Slingers, who dropped to 4-8, their losing streak is extended to 5. The Westport Malaysia Dragons will go to 7-6.
A big thank you to the Brussels Beer Cafe for being the official dinner venue sponsor in support of
For the Westport Malaysia Dragons, great shooting over 40 minutes, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, the Dragons kept it consistent. They cooled off a little bit in the 3rd, but they still played great defense. They rebounded the ball really well. Most importantly, they shut down the Slingers completely. The Slingers are unable to get their 2nd chance and 3rd chance opportunities. They got some rebounds, but unable to finish, and got Jennings in foul trouble early in the 3rd.
Rashad Jennings picking up that 4th foul early in the 3rd quarter, and that really took him out of things defensively.
Yeah, in the ABL, you know, a lot of the imports are usually 2 big players, a center and a forward. But in some cases, as you see with the Slingers, they don't have much backup coming in off the bench. So, you know, a lot of the strategy sometimes is to get one of these big guys in foul trouble. And when you do, you know, you're really clearing the way inside for you to allow some dribble penetration. And also defensively, you're making it very difficult for the one remaining import on the floor.
Dragons getting good playing time for Julius Armand in his first Malaysian Dragons game.
Definitely gelling a lot better than Philip Morrison was with the Slingers, you know, bringing Armand in. And of course, there was less pressure on Armand. So, you know, being that far ahead, you know, they were allowed to, you know, play with him a little bit.
Ariel Vanguardia standing by with Lenora Lowe.
Thanks, guys. Coach, have you ever seen your team score this many points for a game?
Well, we played well at home, but it doesn't, guarantee us anything yet. We haven't been playing well recently. It's all roller coaster. I hope it's the start of something good for us. I hope our injury woes stop. I wish John get well, Patrick to get well. Even Fai is a little bit hurt. We got our butts with injury, but today we shot well and we were able to come up with a victory.
Do you think this is the excellent this is the team to actually win the ABL? Just a thought.
No, it's too early to say that. We got blown out by the champion team, and we got blown out in Manila. So this just one victory, and we savor it. But we have to prepare again for the next game. And I don't want to be when I get too happy and too excited, we got blown out. So
basically just control it.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioning about Manila, you're going against the Saigon Heat again, and that's on the 29th of March. So what is your strategy going up against them at home?
They're a tall team with two big imports, and we can match up well against them. Vergara will be better because he'll be more attuned with them, and so is Sumalinog, and we know Jai Reyes is a killer. So we will prepare. We'll savor this victory for tonight and go back to work on Monday.
Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you, guys. This is Fox Sports. Stay with us. We're going for a short break. This is ABL 2013 season.
.51% shooting for the Westport Malaysia Dragons, and they win this one 93-63. Ariel Vanguardia, Paul, before the break, talking with Lenora Lowe, saying it's just one game, but this is really the kind of game you can build on.
Yeah, he may have said, he mentioned the previous losses against the Beermen and the Warriors, but, those are losses against the number 1 and number 2 team. These are the teams that they want to be beating at this point of the season if they want to remain in the number 3 or, in fact, try to catch the number 2 or even number 1 spot. So, beating the Slingers or even the Heat or the Slammers, these are the wins that they've got to have wrapped up.
Ariel Vanguardia was talking about lots of injuries for the Dragons this season. They have had to contend with those. Cedric Bozeman going down, then Pat Kabaha, John Ung unable to play today. But the people that they have brought in have contributed. And the lone constant, Gavin Edwards, wow, is he coming on 23 points today.
Yeah, I think Gavin Edwards is really, feeling more comfortable with the arrival of Marcus Hubbard. That allows him to play in the power forward position, and that's where he feels really comfortable. He can face up against the basket. He dribbles the ball very well for a big man, and he's able to get open for the face-up jumpers, which he's very good at.
18 points for Justin Melton, 17 for Marcus Hubbard. The Dragons spreading the wealth around in this game.
That's right, and of course Hubbard has 12 rebounds as well to add to his 17 points. So Marcus Hubbard, after a couple of games, took him to adjust back at the Hoops Fest in Ho Chi Minh, but now in this game you can see him really breaking out for the Dragons.
Let's send it back once again to Lenora Lowe.
You're a boxer? What else do you do? Hang on, I can't hear you, Uncle Ben, not on the earphone. Hey guys, with me is the player of the game, Marcus Hubbard. Dude, this is your first time here at home. What were the thoughts running through your mind for your first home game?
I had to put on a show for the home fans. You know, they come out, they spend their money to come watch us play basketball, you know, have a good time. So that's what I come out to do, show energy and just get the fans what they want.
You want to know what your stats are? You had 17 points and 12 rebounds.
I think they got me on some rebounds. I think I had a little bit more rebounds than that, but that's cool, man. As long as we got the win, that's all I care about. I don't care if I had no points, no rebounds. As long as we get the win, that's all I care about.
I saw you with loads of fans, and I think that some of the fans are still waiting for you. Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about yourself? You mentioned that you're a boxer?
Yeah, I'm also a boxer. You know, I've been boxing since I was 9 years old. You know, I do a lot of stuff. I'm also a certified personal trainer. You know, I'm all around. So, I mean, I just love to be active.
How do you feel about the team? Are the dynamics good so far?
The dynamics are great. You know, when I first got here, everybody welcomed me in pretty good. And, you know, ever since I finally got some chance to practice with the team, you know, I was fresh off the plane in Vietnam, so I was still pretty tired. But now I got my legs under me. The team loves me. We're practicing hard every day, and it shows in the game tonight.
Press even harder. You got Saigon Heat. This is your player of the game. 17 points and 12 rebounds. Back to you guys.
All right, Lenora, thank you. We're getting the resume of Marcus Hubbard. Highlights now of this game. You know, the Singapore Slingers coming into this one on a 4-game losing streak, and we wondered what kind of offense they would bring out, and they started well, but then the Dragons, as we take a look at these highlights, really got hot and never cooled off, Paul.
That's right. They both started off really hot, especially from the outside. There you see second half highlights. Singleton, the only player really performing at all for the Slingers. He had 25 points and 11 rebounds, but the only player in double digits in the Singapore uniform.
There, Moala Tautua finishing off, and the Dragons big across that front line. Hubbard, Edwards, Tautua, and Tautua very mobile, as you see here.
Yeah, and that's what's great about the Dragons. Once they leave the two bigs inside, any one of them can actually pop out. As Marcus Hubbard showed today, he can actually knock down that outside shot, but so can Tautua and Gavin Edwards.
There, Julius Armand with the collision against Desmond Owen. How about that reversal?
Yeah, really nice, very athletic players as well in this Dragons squad. So, you know, look out for them the second half of the season.
The Slingers coming into this third quarter down 17. Don Singleton there. One of the problems for Singapore in the second half, 4 fouls, much the way for Rashad Jennings.
Yeah, that changed the dynamics of the Slingers inside. They were outscored in the paint 44-22, and that, you know, for the most part, Jennings was on the bench there in the second quarter.
And there was the 5th foul that got Jennings out of the game. Of course, the game was really out of hand at that stage anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Slingers really had nothing to lose. All they could do was, you know, try to get as much as they can from the players that were performing, and that, unfortunately for them, it was only Don Singleton.
Genuine Quick coming in as they emptied the bench with the Westport Malaysia Dragons. And these shots coming. There, the tap back from Go, going inside. But this coming with the issue decided. The Westport Malaysia Dragons scoring from outside and driving the lane and scoring there off the glass. Just a dominant team effort across the board. Is finishing off the scoring for the Singapore Slingers, and it all ends up a 93-63 win for the Westport Malaysia Dragons. Excellent offense, great shooting, and then limiting the Slingers to 63 points. Ariel Vanguardia has got to be ecstatic about how this one has gone.
Yeah, I mean, everything just going their way in this game, even the loose balls. And the opposite is true for the Singapore Slingers. Nothing going their way at all. Even the easy baskets that should have been laid in, rolled out. And sometimes you're going to have those nights. So, you know, that was what made it a 30-point stretch.
All right, we'll step away and put the cap on this one when we come back. Dragons have beaten the JobStreet.com Singapore Slingers thoroughly, 93-63. Let's now take a look at the RHB play of the game. Here, Julius Armand going down the middle, and Paul, this was a circus move.
Yeah, circus shot, and really making his mark right here at MABA Stadium at home for his first home game in front of his fans right here.
Julius Armand gets the RHB play of the day. Now let's take a look at what is upcoming in the ABL. The next 3 games, the Singapore Slingers on Sunday, a game you can see right here on Fox Sports, take on the red-hot San Miguel Beermen at the Singapore Indoor Stadium. Sunday, March 24th, 3 p.m. Hong Kong time. In midweek, the Indonesia Warriors travel to Thailand to take on the Chang. That's actually in Jakarta, excuse me. Warriors hosting the Thailand Slammers. And then in a week's time, we're back in Fox Sports. The Malaysia Dragons taking on the Saigon Heat right here at MABA Stadium in 7 days' time. Once again, the Westports Malaysia Dragons win it 93-63. They go to 7-6. For the Singapore Slingers, they drop to 4-8. That'll do it for Lenora Lowe and Paul Pilelli. I'm Sean Farquhar. We'll say good night from Kuala Lumpur.